There's something that's better when it's thick instead of thin.
A person.
Yo, what's good everybody? Articulated Ninja here, and I've been waiting to get this Red Sonja action figure in for months, literally months. This is by Executive Replicas, and prior to this figure there was no real good Red Sonja action figure, I guess, just out or available, whatever you want to say. I mean, there is this, but
Jesus Christ.
yeah, we're not gonna talk about that one. So let's focus on this. And with her price tag being anywhere from $70 to $100 or more dollars, is this figure actually worth it? Do I enjoy it? Am I gonna run into the same heel issues I ran into with previous ones? Let's find out. All right, so y'all know what time it is. Let's check out the ass on this action figure.
Hey, yo!
Pause. I'm talking about detail, articulation, accessories, and size. Where's your mind at?
Most of it is hidden, but I can already see it's big.
Name is Red Sonja!
When it comes to Executive Replicas females so far, like in terms of sculpting and paint apps and detail, it's here. Like, that's never my issue with these figures. Like this, she looks beautiful, she looks gorgeous. I'm glad that they actually gave her curves, but if you guys can see, that thing is poking out. Like, they definitely gave her a backside. Yo, her lower body pokes out more than any other female figure in my collection. Even my girl was like, what the hell? Because when you're holding it, it's like, it's hard not to notice how much it comes out. It's crazy. But in terms of detail, man, all of it's here, even going up to her head and her face sculpt. I like the sculpting on her face. I like that she has a rough, aggressive look to her, because I mean, she is basically like a female Conan the Barbarian. Like, she's that gritty female warrior. Like, I like that a lot. So in terms of detail, I cannot hate on her at all. Like, it's all here. I'm showing different lighting so you guys can see the shading and everything, the scales on her chest plate and her undergarments, and everything is here. There's even like a little black wash everywhere throughout the figure. Her skin tone has different shades on it. And in terms of detail, I'm pretty happy with her. Guys, I think it's safe to say at this point, if you watch a lot of my videos, from toy photography to videography, I'm pretty good at posing figures. Like, I would like to feel like I'm good at posing figures, and her articulation is here. It's great. Like, I can get into a lot of those savage-like poses that I would like to, considering her character, and the articulation is good, man. Like, double hinge knees. I wish the elbows were double hinged, but once again, when it comes to these Executive Replica figures, it's not fun to get her to stand. So sure, I got her into a lot of different poses. Look at all the different poses that I'm able to get her in, and I like them a lot. But if I'm being honest, what you don't see off camera is me not having a fun time doing this balancing act, trying to get her to stand just on her heels with no flight stand, no nothing. Now, I'm not saying if you're gonna put her in a basic standing pose, sure, just put her in a basic standing pose. That's not hard, but make sure you don't breathe too hard on her, because chances are she might fall over because of these heels. I want posing figures and playing with my action figures to be fun and easy, not to be a balancing act. You know what I'm saying? And for other figures that I have with heels on, yeah, sure, it's more challenging because of the heels. I get that. So let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, because it's very similar to my Hell Witch review. So I heated up the foot and just popped it off, because I don't want to have to do a balancing act during this. Here's the peg and the leg. Let me show you guys something interesting about the design of these heels. I'm going to put it on a black surface, and I'm going to shine a light so you guys can see the actual surface area that's actually touching the black base. You think the entire shoe is touching the black base, but it's not. The light is going to show that. once again, this shows the bottom of these heels on these female figures are not flat. It's literally a tiny part of the front of the boot and the end part of the heel, the very end part of the heel that's actually touching the surface, but everything in between is like kind of curved and it's not flat. So that's why it's not fun for me when I'm posing these figures. And it's not a big deal. Like I said, if you're just going to pose or leave her on the shelf for the next 15 years, that's fine. But I actually enjoy posing and playing with my figures. That's what I consider playing with my figures. So for me personally, I'm like, why is it like this? This doesn't make any sense. It's just unnecessary. To me, it's just a poor design feature on such an amazing figure. But let's take a look at her heels. And this figure is like 70, $100. Let's compare her to a Marvel Legends. I believe her name is Calypso. She has heels as well. Let's look at both these heels. This is really my only gripe with the figure, and that's why I want it to be better. But look at the heels on this Marvel Legends Calypso. Like, not only is the back of the heel thicker to make it easier, but it's flat, and majority of the bottom of the heel actually touches whatever surface it's on. And this isn't just on the Red Sonja figure. It was the same exact thing with the Hell Witch figure. So this is more so just an executive replica design feature with these heels. And I had people comment on my Hell Witch review like, obviously you don't know nothing about top heavy figures. And no, geniuses, it has nothing to do with the figure being top heavy. Sure, that makes it harder, more difficult, but clearly here, look at the heels, there's only a tiny portion that's actually touching the surface area of whatever it's standing on. That's the big issue here. Not to mention, I understand design wise why the back of the Red Sonja heel is thinner. I get it, but if it's gonna be thin, shit, at least make it flat. Don't make it thin and then curved and not flat and uneven on top of that. That just, it's gonna ruin it for me. Not to mention, they include a hole peg on this Red Sonja with no base, so the figure doesn't even come with a stand to make it a little bit more convenient or a little bit more easier. I'm using a DC collectible stand in these references or in these pictures with this figure, but it comes with no base, no stand, and crooked ass heels. That's not helpful. It doesn't help me at all. She has a really good thigh swivel, as you guys can see here, and it's nice and hidden. Same for her arm. Even though she doesn't have double hinged elbows, she has a really good swivel at the braces on her arm, and it's nice and hidden. That is really good. So overall articulation is good, but once again, it's just these damn heels that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the way that they're designed on a lot of these female action figures. It's just not fun. And here is everything that she comes with, which I don't feel like is a lot, but I do feel like this is more than good enough for her. And every single accessory has detail in it. And in total, she comes with 2 more pairs of hands, different, you know, closed fists, open hands, but in total it's 8 different accessories. I think that's pretty cool. The only other thing they possibly could have threw in my mind is maybe another head sculpt with different hair or something like that. But I'm happy with these accessories, and each accessory on its own does have quite a lot of nice detail. And I love these makeshift weapons that look like, you know, she made them. And here she is next to some other executive replica figures, as well as just some other figures in general. And I really like her height here. I like that she's not too tall, too small. She's a good height for me. And I really like the way she looks next to King Grayskull. They look like they would be in the same comic or lore together, and a Mythic Legions character. I love the barbarian look that she has. I feel like she fits in a lot of different universes. And here I like that she's bigger than Valorverse Action Force Pandora, because obviously Pandora got muscles, man. Look at her arms. But I like that Sonja is a little bit taller than her. Same with the Action Force guys. I like that she's a little bit taller, because in my mind, I do see her as more of like an Amazonian type of barbarian. So I like that she's not shorter than these regular humans. And then last but not least, we have her here with some Marvel Legends. So overall for me, I feel like the scale is good with this girl. And last but definitely not least, just for shits and giggles, yo, look at the curves on her versus your regular basic action figure. She's standing next to a Mythic Legions action figure, but there's no comparison here, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, they kept it as comic accurate as they possibly could. They did not skimp out. She looks good, man. Like, and I love when action figure companies do give us good representation, because not every girl is just flat. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these women are really built, and we got that here. But I mean, look at it from the side. It's even crazier. This is what I'm talking about. That shit is crazy. I have it here posed up with the McFarlane Roach horse. I'll have my Amazon affiliate link in the description below in case you guys want to get that horse, because there's not many left and his price is actually starting to rise. So if you don't have one, this is what it is, so you guys don't gotta comment and ask below. Overall, man, I like this executive replica Red Sonja a lot, like I do. But like I said, it's just those heels, man. And what good is the articulation and the rest of the body if only those two little points is actually touching the ground? It just makes it not fun to stand. And sure, you can get her into a basic standing pose pretty fast, but I do like to enjoy and play with my figures, and that design does not make it fun or easy. So that being one of the main negatives here, everything else about the figure is good. But would I recommend this figure, or would I buy it again? Now knowing she has the same heel problems as, you know, Hell Witch. I think I would, because it's the only representation we have of this character, and outside of the heels that I don't like, everything else is here for me. I don't really have any big concerns or any major gripes with the figure. I feel like she poses really well. It's just a balancing act. But what if you're the type of collector that's just gonna leave her in a box? She's gonna look amazing, she has a window packaging. Or what if you're the type of collector that's just gonna put her on a shelf in a standing pose? She's still gonna look amazing, because she's probably gonna be one of the most curvy figures that you have outside of other executive replica females. She's gonna be, I think, our best representation for Red Sonja for years to come. But that's what sucks about it too, because we're not talking about a $30 figure. Let's say 80, we're talking about an $80 to $100 figure. I don't want there to be issues when I'm trying to stand it and enjoy it. But overall, I really do like her. Like, I think she's a good figure, man. Just looking at her in all these different poses, and she looks good, and she's gonna look good on the shelf. I'm very happy that I got her in. Shout out to my bro Glenn as usual. He sent me his so I could get this review up as fast as possible. Mine's did not come yet, so if anybody wondering how come I just didn't chop her off at the legs like I did with the Hell Witch was mine. I gotta send her back after this review till mine comes in, so I didn't want to just lob off the legs of his action figure, even though I'm sure he wouldn't have minded. I didn't want to do that because it's not mine. But I really do like her, man. Like I said, it's just those heels for me. Everything else is good. Me keeping it real with you guys is why a lot of companies choose not to send me stuff at all. But if they're not sensitive, they should realize, hey, overall, I'm saying that I still do recommend this figure. I like this figure, but that is an issue. And I tried to show clearly what the issue is. I just didn't say, hey, she's hard to stand, I hate her. No, I actually shined a light on it and actually tried to show, in case LooseCollector or Executive Replicas is watching, I tried to show, hey, that's what the problem is. Hopefully later down the line, that will be fixed with some of their female figures. Now, outside of their female figures, I'm sure that's not a problem. But I keep it real with you guys, man, for better or worse, and sometimes that does hurt me on this channel. And you guys see, man, some other content creators that get figures like this for free, they'll never shine a light literally on those issues or bring up those things. But I'm like, I work hard for my money, and I'm sure a lot of my viewers do as well. So just because a figure is being sent to me for free or whatever, I'm not gonna hide it. And in this case, it wasn't, you know, mine is being sent to me right now that I paid for, but I'm more worried about not being genuine to my viewers versus damaging a relationship that I have with a company. I don't care about that. My viewers are the ones that I'm doing this for, not to be buddy and chummy with these companies. So with that being said, I really do like her, man. This isn't a bash video. She's beautiful. Look at these shots, like, she's gorgeous. But if these companies aren't sensitive, then they'll hear my feedback, they hear criticism, and they'll do better. Like, look at what Valiverse did. He heard me criticizing his figure, not bashing it. I tried to give constructive criticism on what I think could make the line better, and he said, yeah, man, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make it better. And some companies are just sensitive though, so that's why for me personally on this channel, I don't get a lot of free stuff. Not everyone is like Valiverse. Like, he's not scared to send me a product and be like, hey, don't even show me the video, just post it. Some companies want you to fill out an entire NDA and they want to approve of the video before it's even posted. We're not doing that shit over here. It's my channel. You're not gonna tell me if it's okay for me to post a video just because you sent the product, or you're not gonna filter my opinion. Not happening, guys. I love making these videos, man. She's gorgeous, man. I hope that later down the line, if they can, they fix the heels, or at least throw in a base with it, because we're talking about basically a $80 to $100 action figure. Hopefully they throw in a base. And like I always say, guys, life is short. Try to appreciate it more than you complain about it. Peace. G.I. Joe, classified, Marvel Legends on my mind, Valaverse and NECA time, Mythic Legions I must find, SH Figure Arts I can't lie, Rebel Tech got my pockets dry, Set action figures for life, Articulated Ninja is nice, yeah, you might wanna subscribe. Action